They call it the mummy's curse, a deadly force said to strike anyone who dares disturb an ancient tomb. Strange deaths, sudden illnesses, unexplainable accidents. But is the curse real, or just a story blown far out of proportion? Tonight, we uncover the truth behind one of history's most famous legends. The idea of a mummy's curse didn't start in ancient Egypt. There is no ancient spell, no carved warning on tomb walls. The curse, as we know it today, actually comes from newspapers in the 1800s and early 1900s. Western explorers, obsessed with mystery and danger, used sensational headlines to sell papers. And soon, the world believed that ancient Egypt wanted revenge. The idea of a mummy's curse didn't start in ancient Egypt. There is no ancient spell, no carved warning on tomb walls. The curse, as we know it today, actually comes from newspapers in the 1800s and early 1900s. Western explorers, obsessed with mystery and danger, used sensational headlines to sell papers. And soon, the world believed that ancient Egypt wanted revenge. In 1922, Howard Carter opened the tomb of King Tutankhamun. It was one of the greatest discoveries in history. And then something happened. Lord Carnarvon, the financial backer, died suddenly. Within weeks, several others reported strange illnesses and accidents. The media exploded. The curse claims another victim. Ancient king strikes from the grave. But almost none of it was true. Films, novels, magazines, radio shows all repeated the same dramatic story. Horror sold, mystery sold, Egypt sold. People believed that mummies were dangerous and that ancient tombs were protected by dark, supernatural forces. But archaeologists knew there was more to the story. Let's look at the actual facts. Of all the people present when Tut's tomb was opened, almost all of them lived long, healthy lives. Howard Carter himself lived for another 17 years. The lead photographer lived to 82. The anatomist lived to 89. There was no wave of mysterious deaths, just a single tragic event, magnified by the newspapers. There is a scientific explanation, and it's not a curse. Some ancient tombs contain toxic mold bacteria, fungus spores, ammonia-based gases, carbon dioxide pockets. These can cause shortness of breath, fever, hallucinations, pneumonia, dizziness. In the 1920s, medical science didn't fully understand these risks, so natural illnesses were blamed on supernatural forces. When Lord Carnarvon died, the newspaper The Times needed a headline. They exaggerated facts, twisted stories, and invented connections. One paper even claimed, "A cobra killed Carter's pet canary the night the tomb was opened." There's no proof this ever happened. The curse was a product of storytelling, not archaeology. To be fair, Egyptians did include spells, amulets, rituals, protective texts. But these weren't curses meant to harm thieves. They were prayers meant to protect the dead soul in the afterlife. No ancient inscription says, "Anyone who enters will die." It's a myth created by modern imagination. Even though the curse isn't real, there were coincidences that made it feel real. A light bulb exploded in the tomb. A staff member died in a car accident. Someone got blood poisoning. Someone else had a sudden heart attack. These events happened over years, but newspapers linked them as if they were part of a secret pattern. Humans love patterns, even when they're not real. People love mysteries, and ancient Egypt is one of the most mysterious civilizations on Earth. The idea of a supernatural curse is exciting, terrifying, and cinematic. Hollywood built entire genres around it. Even today, social media keeps the myth alive. But the truth remains grounded in science. The curse of the mummy is not ancient. It's modern, it's psychological, it's sensational. The real story is far more human. Archaeologists discovering history, scientists analyzing tombs, and journalists exaggerating events for attention. But one thing is certain, the dead do not rise, and their curses do not chase us. Only our imagination does. So is the mummy's curse real? Not the way you think, but the power of the story. That's real. If you want more hidden truths, more myths shattered, and more dark mysteries explored, follow Black Box History. Because legends fade, but the truth always remains.